Hey everybody, welcome back. David Eon and the stunning Miss Lady Pop Hunter here with another fading nostalgia discussion by request.
Yeah.
Somebody on the Facebook group actually made this recommendation, and that's talking about how much the covers of modern comics have changed over the years.
Yeah.
There are several dynamics to how comic books have been done since the inception, since they became a thing in the 30s, all the way till within the last decade or so, pretty much. There has been some drastic changes in how they're presented, and of course that is with the cover, the aesthetics of the cover, the dynamics of the cover, where they're trying to sell you an idea. Look at everything that's going on this cover. Wow, don't you want to read this? They're selling you a concept. They're trying to present a story to you.
Yeah, and we've talked about this a lot before.
We have.
When we show our comic book pickups and we talk about covers and how a lot of the books, I know for me, a lot of them I buy because of the cover, and then I'll read it because the cover is just so interesting. But then you look at modern covers, and it's mainly just a portrait of someone.
Yes.
And it's like, it's nothing going on, and it's nothing there that makes you want to just read it and open it up and see what's going on. But we got some examples.
Yeah.
Because
You're going to see a bunch of books today.
Yeah.
Essentially, the modern cover it's like a portrait.
Yeah.
A portrait, and the art isn't necessarily badly done. You know, it's mostly decent artwork.
Sometimes.
But you know, yeah, sometimes there can be some crappy ones too, sure. But for the most part, it's a well drawn piece of art, but there's no story in it.
Yeah.
There's nothing appealing outside of it just being, you may as well be buying a postcard or an art print. And then, you know, it also leads into when you open the book, because when you, with the vintage books, the cover, most likely whoever drew the cover also drew the art inside.
Yeah.
So it's a taste of the art that you're going to find in the book, and a taste of what the storyline's going to feel like.
Yeah. But now also want to just say, this is not true for all modern books.
Yeah.
So we're not saying, so you don't have to waste your time writing it in the comics. Oh, no, not this book. It's not all books. It's a good bit of them.
Because, you know, somebody's going to be like, oh, well, obviously, you've never read such and such.
Yeah,
no, maybe not.
Yeah, and we probably don't care to read it. But the point is, there are a lot of books, and then you just see it, and it just has no draw, no appeal to us, and this is our opinion.
Yes.
So, I just want to make that clear.
And also, it's misleading, because then when you do have something that has a really well drawn cover, and then you and here's an example of what I'm talking about. That's well drawn. It's a portrait.
Yeah.
Though.
But it's nothing
portrait.
going on.
Nothing going on.
Nothing
but
there about that make me want to read that
when
book.
you open it up, is the artwork going to match this? Not likely. And most likely the artwork that's inside of your average modern book is some kind of like computer generated art that looks like it's from a coloring book. And that's mostly what you see in a lot of these modern books. It's like this blocky coloring book style that there's no depth to, because when they do that type of artwork, it often lacks any depth. Also, it doesn't, you know, the stories in a lot of modern books are not very good.
Yeah.
That's another topic of discussion, but you see what I mean. That's well drawn, but I don't know what this book's about. Looking at this, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like this one.
That look like a sex book.
Yeah, it's not. Well, it isn't.
I'm just saying, you just look at that picture.
Sword of Sorrow #1, but I don't know what this book's about. I have no idea. Sword of Sorrow. I mean, that's Red Sonja and Deja Thoris and Vampirella on the cover.
Yeah.
But
you don't know, that might be some girls getting ready to do some kinky stuff.
Oh no.
That's what it looked like.
Shame. Miss Fury #1 sketch cover. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice Alex Ross sketch, but what's this about? I don't know. You see what I'm saying? I'm being snarky, but there we go. And that looks computer generated. Actually, this cover. It looks like someone drew this on the computer.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Here's one more. Yeah, see, here's one more.
Kind of lame.
Not a bad drawing. What's it about?
Who knows?
Got me.
It's impossible.
You got me. And another one that they do a lot of in the modern era, which I think is kind of lazy, homage covers. Because this is a homage to the first appearance of Deadpool from Rob Liefeld. But
at least on that one, it's something going on. It's something to draw your attention.
Yeah, but all they did was take someone else's work, trace it, and redraw it. Rob Liefeld's first appearance of Deadpool, it's probably been homaged like 500 times. How many times has Spider-Man 300 been homaged?
Yeah.
There must be 1,000 different covers by now. It's insane. Can't you come up with something new? Nope, let's homage Spider-Man 300 again because it's popular. Basically is what they're doing. They're riding on the popularity of someone else's art. Kind of like how in music you see this a lot in rap and hip-hop. Oh, well, what are we going to do for music? Well, let's go listen to some like 1976 disco track and take a couple of sound bites out of it, and we'll use that as a hook for our song. You taking a song that was already popular and you're riding on its coattails instead of making new music. It happens all the time. How many times has the McFarlane's Batman cover been homaged? Yeah. Anybody care to guess?
3,000.
It's a lot. I don't know if it's that much, but it's up there.
Now, some older books.
Oh, yeah.
This is Jungle Action Black Panther. It's a lot going on here.
That's like number 19 there.
Yeah, number 19.
Yes.
We see Black Panther. We see him hitting the Klan right here in the face. He's kicking another one. We got this guy with a knife here on the side. What is he about to do? It's just a lot here. And it's like, oh man, what's going on? It's dynamic. It makes you want to open it up and read, how did Black Panther get here?
Yes.
Why is all this going on?
And the artwork inside will match.
Right.
And that's important.
And this one goes along with it. Now we got Black Panther. He's on the cross tied up. We got the Klansmen with fire torches, with torches about to light him up. How did we get here? What did he do? We need to know. And looking at this cover says, man, let me open this up and see what's what. See why Black Panther is on this cross. Why are the Klan got him strung up, and why they got
How'd
these
they
torches?
Catch him?
Yeah, how'd they catch him?
He's Black Panther, come on.
This one, Black Panther with the Klansmen is a 3-4 part series, I think. And this is another one. We got him. Okay, this one is number 22. The one before that was number 21. So now he got off of the cross. We need to know how he got off of the cross. Who is this guy on the red horse? And why has he got a pitchfork that's on fire?
Yeah.
You know,
and then
what's going on?
A little conversation going on here.
You got word bubbles.
And you don't see that so often on comics
Not on
anymore.
modern books.
Word bubbles or descriptors, where they have like a blurb, like right here. This yellow part is something to give you an idea of the story.
Yeah, and romance comics are notorious for word bubbles. I mean, you can have a whole conversation going on the cover. Like, why did Billy leave me? and he left me for this woman right here, and all kinds of stuff. And it makes you want to know what's going on. It draws your attention. So, I mean, this compared to this, I want to know what's going on here. This doesn't make me want to know anything.
Yeah.
It just makes me walk by. This makes me stop. Now I'm going to pick up the book. I'm going to at least read what's going on here. I'm going to look at this picture. I want to know who this lady is. Why is she staring at them? Who are these two people? You know, these are all questions that the cover makes you ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Or I can, I could show some stuff.
Yeah, David will show some. But again, another one. We got a girl back here. She's crying, saying some stuff. We got these two people hugging. They got a letter. Well, they're in a movie scene.
Yeah, they're rehearsing.
Yeah, she think they're rehearsing.
Oh.
Something else is going on.
Is that what it is?
But why is she crying? Is that supposed to be her man? She's secretly in love. You got to read the book to find out. It makes you want to know. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to show some? Mm-hmm. Right here, Astonishing Tales 25. The introduction of Deathlock there. That's a dynamic cover. Who is Deathlock? Why is he being restrained? Find out. Is he man, machine, or monster? As it says here. Kid Colt Outlaw, number 180. Cowboys versus aliens. And he says, the giant monster of Midnight Valley. The monster is lifting me into the air by some strange power. How's he going to get away? I don't know. You'll have to read it and find out.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like this. No word bubbles. But it says, Shanghaied in space. And there's the Hulk floating in space. And people in these little bubbles are shooting at him. Are they kidnapping the Hulk? Is he escaping? How'd he get out there? Or something crazy like this. Batman and Robin storm the house that the Joker built in Detective Comics. That just looks crazy. Strange Tales 170, Brother Voodoo. Fighting with snakes, and there's this witch doctor over here yelling at him. And he says, you dared challenge me, and now you must die. It's a baptism of fire and blood.
Mm-mm.
Love Stories of Mary Worth, number 4. Career or marriage?
Uh-oh.
Career or marriage?
It's a big choice.
The story of a teenager who must decide if fame and riches can take the place of the man she loves.
Mm-mm.
Aha.
It's a lot to decide, a lot to choose from.
Oh, Kanga the Jungle Lord in Jungle Comics. You see this guy. Is he going to be able to defeat this tiger? And what of the woman? And you see that she's in a trap. She stepped in a trap here, and it got her around the calf. And while he's fighting the tiger, he's cutting the trap open at the same time. Multitasking.
Back to modern books.
Yeah.
Now we got these two. This is from the Riddler series.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, it's nothing. You got a bunch of words that come together to make his face. You see the eyeglasses. That's it. I mean, yeah, it looks interesting. It's like, oh, okay, that's not bad. When you look at it just on the surface, you can pass by this. This one, too. This one is a bunch of, it's like his notebook. And then his face is kind of drawn on with the letters and stuff from the notebook. But you can easily just pass this by. Your eyes might be drawn to the color on the white, the white backdrop, the red, the green, and your eye might get drawn over there, but it's nothing really to make you stop and look. But then you get to this book.
There's a lot going on there.
I mean, the whole conversation. This guy right here, the police is taking him away. We got the press. We got these two ladies right here. Who are they? Why are they in court? What did this guy do? Who are these people? You know, this will make you stop and read the cover and say, hey, what's going on? This right here, your eyes might get drawn to it. This is going to make you stop and at least pick it up and look at it and read what's going on the cover, you know.
Yeah.
Get a couple of more. Now this cover I actually like, but still, it's
There's no story.
It's no story.
It's just well drawn.
Yeah, and then you kind of see Batman little ears going on right there, you know, but you kind of got to look at that and find it. It's like, where's Waldo? You know, you got the Riddler's face and his glasses, his mask. It's well done, but it's not like this right here with the girl crying, looking at her little
love story.
Yeah, looking at the guy's picture. All on a Friday night, half naked. Like, what's going on there? Why is she crying over Billy? Why are they not out? Why is she dressed like that? What, did he stand her up? This makes you want to know what's going on.
Also, you know, a lot of detail is lost when they just do a portrait, and there's so much left out from the background, like the one that you just showed.
Yeah.
Or this one right here. And there's depth to it. It goes back. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got some word bubble here, but not really saying too much. You look at it. We got some jets bombing a ship. You got some soldiers over here. You got the night sky. It's just a lot going on from the Air Force. This you can look at and really get a lot out of just the cover. Just the cover makes you say, I want to know what's going on. And that's what drew me to comics in the beginning, is the covers. I used to go with David to the comic shows, and at first I would sit outside. And then you know, I would walk around. He would ask me to film. I would walk around, do the film. And then I started seeing some of the covers, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. I remember the first book I saw was the Brother Voodoo. Mm-hmm. I mean, just being honest, I wasn't into comics. I didn't know it was too many black characters, because you watch it on TV and
it never happened. There's no such thing.
Yeah,
but there's a ton of them.
Yeah,
actually.
But I never knew it because I wasn't into comics. I wasn't into it. I didn't watch the comic shows because I honestly didn't know Batman was a comic character. I didn't know that Superman was. I saw the movies, but I didn't know they were comic book characters. I watched the Batman, but I didn't know he was a comic book character because I didn't grow up with comic books. So I saw the Brother Voodoo a couple of times. I'm like, who is that guy? That's a black character on the cover of a book. And I wanted to know.
Book.
Yeah, because it was like Brother Voodoo #1. So I was like, oh, okay. Then I actually started looking at the covers when we went to the shows. Instead of just filming and then going to sit in the hallway, I actually walked, because that's what I would do, because I wasn't into it. And I didn't, not that I didn't see any value in it, it's just something I didn't care for, but I went. And, you know, I looked and it didn't draw me. But then I started seeing books that did. And it was books like this and books like this one here.
Space Adventure.
Things like this drew me in. And I'm like, okay, well, let me look at that. And then once I saw a few, I bought it and I actually read it. And they were pretty good. I was like, okay, I always thought comics were like kiddish.
Yeah.
You know, because on TV, you only saw kids reading.
Thought it was Casper.
Yeah, but you only saw kids reading comic books on TV. Again, I didn't grow up with comics. My brother read Mad magazines, so I used to flip through the Mad magazines. But that's about as close to a comic book as I ever came until me and David got together.
And there's if you do a portrait, it lacks a lot of depth also. Like this one, this Sergeant Fury. And you got the row of men, and the artist has to measure them all down into the background until you get to this guy way back here, and he has to control that depth to make it, to keep it into perspective. And again, if you look at this and you're like, what's going on here? It looks like they're in front of a firing squad. There's a whole story being told right here. Right on this cover is a word bubble. There's some other descriptions. This is Triumph at Treblinka. The Howlers, Prisoners of War, and guess who's with them? Happy Sam Sawyer. Who the hell is that?
Yeah, now you got to read and find out who's Sam.
Yeah. Or this one, another Sergeant Fury. They had some great covers on these.
Yeah.
Welcome home, soldier. Oops. And he walked into something. And there's so much detail to everything that is going on here, right down to the all of his decorations, the locks, and the clasps on his briefcase, and everything that you see here. There's so much going on. It's just so well done.
And like this one, there's no words on this one. But you look at that, you got the guy, it looks like he's firing at you. You can see the streaks from the bullets coming out. Then you got the soldiers over here in a totally different direction. They're firing. So this, again, draws you in, makes you want to know, who is he firing at in this direction when everybody else is firing over here behind him? We got the depth. You can see the wrinkles on his face and the wrinkles in his hands. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's a lot of detail to draw all those wrinkles in his face. Look at the sleeve. And then bend your arm and look at your sleeve and see all of the wrinkles in your shirt if you got on a long sleeve shirt.
And these were guys that were cranking stuff out.
Yeah.
They were sitting there and they were drawing like 10 different comics a month, page after page, and covers too. And, came up with this kind of quality. And then nowadays, I mean, you got to struggle to get one guy to finish a book in a month.
And they're, I won't say everybody's doing it on a computer, but the bulk of people are doing it on a computer. They're not sitting there by hand drawing that stuff. And
you don't get this kind of depth that way. It looks flat. That's why I make the analogy. It's like a coloring book, That there's so much going on this cover. The Missouri Marauders, and they're parachuting and they're shooting down because you're a sitting duck. If you're in a parachute back in the 40s, or this one, Rampage at the Russian front. There's a whole story right there on the cover. That's incredible. That's great artwork. But we're not finding that so much in the modern era. Not very often.
No, you don't. And the thing that gets me about the modern books too. We don't have a better example like the ones they fight. Like you had like the Peach Momoko. They fought over her books at one of the cons,
That's
but a year or two
ago. She had
to
leave. She was overwhelmed.
But we don't have a picture unless you put up a picture. But look up a picture of that book, the cover, and then compare it to something like this or anything that we've shown. And tell me which one, honestly, is worth fighting over. I mean, none of it is worth fighting over, but you know what I'm saying? Look at these covers. Anyone that we've shown today.
Yeah, is Peach Momoko a better artist than what you're looking at right there?
Yeah. I mean... While
everybody is falling all over her.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't think that her artwork is that amazing.
No, I've seen some of her artwork at shows, and we watch those top 10s, and this is the hot book of the week or whatever, and her stuff will come up, and I'm like, Peach Momoko stuff. I mean, I'm not knocking the girl because I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't draw nothing. I can draw a stick figure and it's not that great. So I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying I would rather buy something like this versus that. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's Butch Cassidy #1 from Skywald Comics is one you don't see very often.
Mm-hmm.
But all the gritty detail there of the shootout going on this cover.
Yeah. So, those are something, and like we said, someone asked us to talk and discuss that. And it's something that we've talked about and discussed many times before on this channel, just not in as great a detail as we're doing right now. But, yeah, that's something that I know we're very big on, is covers and the artwork and the amount of detail and that kind of thing.
Yeah, see, it's the Old West as you've never seen it before. All these description blocks and word bubbles and the dynamic action and things like this, and the depth. You don't see it in most modern books. It doesn't seem.
Yeah, and look at this one right
There's
here.
so much going on right there.
You got the two ships. You got the ice. Is that an iceberg or something going on right here? A ship. You got this guy over here that's shooting, and you got some other people in the back. His knee is down, splashing in the water. He has a hat hanging. I mean, it's just a lot going on. You can sit and just stare at the cover for about 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, just appreciate what's going on.
Appreciate the amount of work. Now, you know how sometimes you'll see on TV, people go to the art museum and they'll stand in front of a painting for hours. And then you look at the painting, you're like, I don't even know what you're looking at. But then for me, I can sit and look at this for about a good 10-15 minutes and really appreciate everything that's going on. And again, I am not an artist. I don't knock artists.
Or something like this, it's just...
Oh, that looked like a man.
Yeah, it's a clever detail. Inside of each of the openings, because it's Haunted is like a grouping of stories.
Yeah.
So here's one story, here's the second one, here's the third. Inside of the eyes and the mouth of the creature here. That's just clever.
Mm-hmm.
That's just clever. Somebody thought about this and scaled it out and presented it for the cover of this. It says, All New Stories in Art, Haunted, #1 from Charlton Comics. It's like, yeah, there's a lot going on here. That's just really interesting. It's clever. It's really clever.
Yeah. How you lay it out.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, you got your word bubbles. You got it laid out because they're going to tell us about 3 different stories. So we got something representing each one, And then we got this one. Why is this guy small? He's in the bowling alley. He's where the pins. What do you call where the pins are?
Yeah. He's
back there, and this guy is about to hit a strike, and he's about to get knocked out. So, how did he get small? Why is he back there? Does this guy know he's there? Does he, have a vendetta against this guy? What's going on? You need to find out.
Or Blitzkrieg. He said, don't shoot Hugo. And he says, orders are orders. They are enemies, and this is war. Will Hugo shoot, or will his partner get him to stop in time? Because you see, there's a what looks like a woman and a kid trying to come out of that window there.
See, now you gotta know what Hugo's gonna do.
What's gonna happen? How far are they willing to take it? It is war, after all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you don't see that. You don't see that kind of dynamics. That story lead in where the cover is actually even be part of the story, or something that's really clever like this, cleverly drawn, artistically done. Or you get portraits and homages and again, all the homages, as well as some of them have been drawn, is just riding the coattails of a famous cover that's already been done. But I don't know. That's it. I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you really, are you all in on modern books? If you do get modern books, is it just for the cover, or do you think you're getting something out of the story? I mean, there's so many questions there.
Yeah.
Do you prefer? We prefer the vintage.
Yeah, and honestly, I do have some modern ones. I do, more than just these. And I just saw a modern book yesterday on a top 10 that I'm actually interested in. It's a Wolverine.
Oh, the Ghost Rider Wolverine.
Wolverine, and it's the one where Wolverine looks like he's on fire. His head looked like Ghost Rider, and I like the Ghost Rider. I like the way the Ghost Rider looks, so I do like it. And I would get that Wolverine cover, that Wolverine book for that cover. Would I read it? I'll read it to see what's going on in the story, but I actually do like that book. But no one's knocking you. If that's what you like, hey, your money, nobody's telling you how to spend it. You know, we were asked about it, and these are the things that we like. This is how we feel about it.
Yeah, and if you don't like the modern ones, well, remember, there's more than enough been created in nearly the last century to keep you occupied for a lifetime.
Yeah, especially if you want to read it, man, and you can go dig and dive in those dollar bins, get you some books and get some good read out of it.
Or get some tomes, get the omnibus editions, because some of the earlier stuff is pretty expensive. It can be, so you it's better to get it in an omnibus. But yeah, there's plenty of reading out there.
Yeah, plenty of good reading out there.
So thoughts? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of that. We hope that you did. Share it if you can. Please do. Subscribe if you're new. And all that good stuff. And if that's it, then what more can we say? But thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.